Hey guys, hoping you're having a great day. This video is not going to be one single direction. It's sort of going to branch off in a couple of different things because I want to touch in on different things. Um, First off, what if Dawn was telling the truth? What if we are never going to find her or find any evidence simply because there is none? Well, first off, how would he know there is no evidence nowhere? If he truly believes that someone who he doesn't know came up there and took his baby girl, how does he know they didn't leave a footprint or a hair or a skin cell or a piece of torn material when they slipped into the house and grabbed her? How does he know this? I mean, if you truly believed that your child has been abducted by a stranger that you've never met or that you don't know, then how would you know how precise they were at slipping into your house, coming up through the woods, slipping into your house, grabbing your child, and then running back down that dog trail like Dawn says it happened? I mean, yes, the property has been searched, all that's been searched, but there's always a chance that somebody missed something. But how does Dawn know for a fact that there's not a torn piece of material off of the person that did it, snagged onto a branch in the trail, or that he didn't accidentally drop a piece of paper out of his pocket or her out of their pocket when they were grabbing the baby? How do we know that the baby didn't grab the person's hair or something and it dropped on the floor? I mean, there's no way that Dawn can, say for certain that there is absolutely no evidence to be found unless he had part in making the arrangements for the child to get gone. I mean, think about it, people. He's talking in a matter of fact. There's no evidence, and there never will be, is his exact words. There can't be. So evidently, he knows what happened to her. He knows how she was took from that property and by whom. Now, okay, everybody's saying that the parents are innocent. They did not cause the demise of that precious baby girl. The parents are innocent. They didn't take her. They didn't do anything with her. Okay, let's say they didn't. That doesn't mean that they don't have knowledge of who did do something to her. Let's say that everybody that's out here talking about the essay that Don allegedly committed against Summer, which he admitted that he did do to his sisters out of his own mouth. Let's say they had something in, or they chose the person that took Summer for whatever reason. Whether it be a nefarious reason or it just be the fact that they wanted her took away so that when CPS showed up, nothing could be discovered. Um, there's a couple other creators out there that has sort of looked into that scenario, and in a roundabout way. I mean, you think about it. Who actually had access to Summer? She didn't go anywhere. I don't believe we've ever heard Dawn and Candace talk about her going and spending the night with anybody. It's not like she was allowed to go to Allie's house and just, be left there and play or do whatever. And as a matter of fact, Candace and Allie weren't even speaking at the time. If they had someone who they trusted, like you would need that, if they had someone who Summer trusted, that Summer loved, she liked, she loved being around, that they could trust, that would take Summer somewhere and find a home where she could stay or keep her themselves. You think maybe Don would have arranged that? I mean, everybody says that Don loved Summer with all his heart. She was his little princess. So going on that, if something had happened to Summer, as far as SA goes, and he did not want it found out, do you think he would have arranged for someone that they know that Summer trusted and loved to take her and place her somewhere where she would be took care of and that CPS would never find her? Who could that person be? Like I said, she didn't go to Allie's and spend any time, not by herself, that we know of, that we've been told. She wasn't in school. We don't ever hear about any babysitters. I mean, I know there's been talk about a babysitter at some point, but I believe they came and babysat Summer while Candace was there. Why that would be needed is beyond me, but anyways. Now, on to the next subject. And I'm sorry I'm skipping around, but it sort of all fits together. Who is a mandated reporter of child abuse in the state of Tennessee? And we're not just talking about SA. We're talking about true, just child abuse, child neglect. Children aren't getting fed properly. The children are dirty most of the time. The children do not have what they need to have a good quality of life. The children are being hit, screamed at, cussed at. Who in the state of Tennessee is a mandated reporter of child abuse, neglect, and SA? Well, automatically you assume a doctor, a teacher, a nurse, a church official, anybody that has any kind of medical background would be, yes. But wait, in the state of Tennessee, as you'll read right now in front of you, every person in the state of Tennessee is a mandated reporter. If you see something, you are obligated by law to report it. The old thing, if you see something, say something. Well, the state of Tennessee says that goes 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year, and it means everyone. Now, the few people that did see Summer on a regular basis, that Summer loved and trusted, obviously did not call CPS. Evidently, they did not follow the law of Tennessee. If they had of, Summer wouldn't be missing right now. And all the people that support the Wells, and I know I'm probably going to get hate speech for even insinuating this, but think about it, people. Robin was her Sabbath day teacher. She saw her, according to Dawn, every Saturday. According to other reports and clips and stuff that are out there, and said by Don himself, Robin Lane actually took Summer with her places for the day, for a couple hours, whatever it may have been. In the interview with the behavioral panel that Don had, he speaks about her being taken, and we're assuming with Robin. I believe he may have said even Robin, because that was the time when he said that David Dodson may have spent time around Summer, was when she was off on one of those day trips. Now, Summer loved Robin. She trusted Robin, and she would have went probably pretty much anywhere Robin told her to go. Dawn and Candace evidently trusted Robin. They talked very highly of her and talked very highly about how much Summer loved her and loved being with her and respected her. Now, it's a theory. It's not, I'm not saying that it's a fact. And obviously, TBI and Hawkins County law enforcement has already checked out all this. This is just a thought, something that's going through my mind. Robin evidently cares a lot about this family. I mean, that she is stuck by them through thick and through thin through this whole thing. What if to keep Don and Candace from going to jail, to keep the other children in the home, Robin did the only Christian thing that she could do? And if you want to look at it that way, maybe she did suspect something as far as the essay and stuff goes. So maybe she was willing to do it to save Summer. What if Robin helped Dawn and Candace place her somewhere safe, out of that home, away from any essay that may have occurred, somewhere she would be loved and fed and took care of and treated like the little princess that she was? What if? The only reason that I'm saying these what ifs is, for one, I can't stand the thoughts of the alternative people, what everybody's already presuming, what everybody already thinks. But this search that happened the first part of March, Leslie Earhart plainly states in her report, and I'm putting it up here, they found nothing. Once again, they have no leads. And sadly, they do not plan to go back out there again and search unless something develops that makes them think there would be a reason to. This is becoming closer and closer to a cold case, and we cannot let this happen. This baby is out there somewhere. Now, she may be alive and well somewhere. Dawn and Candace may have placed her someplace that's not so good and not such a happy place for a little girl to be. And then again, the so-called accident could have happened, which, yeah, it could have been an accident. It could have. But even with accidents with little kids, the body doesn't disappear. So no matter if it was an accident or not, Dawn and Candace, and possibly Grandis, are guilty for making the body disappear. If there had been an accident, they just called 911 and said, okay, there was an accident and this is what happened. But people don't just disappear off the face of the earth. This is not it's not the end of the world, and people don't just disappear. You know, the innocent don't just, the rapture, that's what I'm trying to think of. This is not the time of the rapture. People don't just up and disappear off the earth. So somebody had to have took that child off that piece of property. And for some reason, Dawn knows for a fact there is no trace of that person doing that. And then we go on to the next little theory. Understand this is a theory. I have connections to a few people in construction, so I started asking questions. We all know Dawn was working in that subdivision where they were building new homes, and this is not like I'm coming up with this out of thin air. Other people have discussed this as well. As a matter of fact, there was a YouTuber the other day said that they're almost positive that law enforcement went and searched the work area where Dawn had been working anyways. But if you're building a new house, there's something that they put below the house that's called a footer, and it's concrete. And that concrete footer is normally 18 inches deep and 2 foot wide. Now, that was the middle of June. With concrete, in the summertime, they put in something called a retardant, which means it slows the process of the concrete drying so that they have more time to work with the concrete, shape it, do whatever they need to do with it. In the wintertime, they put something in it called high early, which makes it dry quicker because it's cold and it's wet in the wintertime and it takes longer for it to set up. So in the middle of June, if they put a retardant in it, when they put it down, there's a veritable amount of time that possibly, if somebody wanted to, let's just not be graphic, okay? Let's say a stick of wood. If it's poured and say you show up an hour later with a stick of wood and nobody's on the job site and you want to get rid of that piece of wood, you could still possibly take that piece of wood and shove it down into that concrete. Yes, it would be just a tad bit stiff, maybe, but it could still be possible. You could push the concrete back, shove the wood in, take the concrete, put it back on top of the wood, smooth it back out, and walk away. And that piece of wood will never, ever be seen again. Because what happens the next day? The contractors that are building the house build the house on top of that footer. The concrete is sealed. The piece of wood will never be seen again until that house is torn down. And 9 times out of 10, that footer does not get dug back up. As long as it's still in good condition, which concrete lasts for years and years and years, the concrete footer is cleaned up and used again for the next building. So that's just a possibility, folks. It's a theory, it's a thought, and I wanted to get it out there. If you want to attack me over that thought or that theory, feel free. Don't be rude, don't be crude, and you're more than welcome to leave your comments on the page. If you're rude and crude and just flat out nasty, then yeah, I'll probably get rid of your comments. But if you want to have a logical conversation about this, leave your comments about anything that I've talked about. If you want to debate it, leave your comment. Just don't be mean. Don't be nasty. Hope you all watched till the end. I hope you all liked the conversation. Sub, like, leave your comments, leave your thoughts, and we'll see you next time.